book lovers of YouTube, and welcome to another tag video. Sorry the lighting's kind of weird. This is my third time shooting this tag video and the sun is starting to set, so I am losing my light from outside my window. Anyways, this tag video, if you couldn't tell from the title below, is the My Life in Books tag, and this was created by Danny on Books, and I tried to find the original tag video, and when I did, it had been removed off of YouTube. So I will instead link the creator's YouTube channel in my pants, and other than that, let's get started. The first one is find a book for each of your initials. Let's see how long this takes me. Okay, so again, this is my third time filming this video. So the first time I did this, it took me a good 7 minutes to find a book that started with K, because I don't own any physical copies of my books that start with a K, although I did find this. So technically it is a book, it's a manga, and it's Kitchen Princess, Kitchen, Kristen, they both start with K's. So I hope this counts as K, because if it doesn't, then I'm screwed. And my middle initial is a W, and I would love to tell you guys my middle name, but it is so embarrassing because it's my mom's maiden name, and it is definitely not a girl's name. So I'm not gonna do that to you guys. Anyways, I picked Wrecked by Anna Davies, because Rex starts with a W, my middle name starts with a W, so that's what it's gonna do. And okay, my last name, I would love to tell you guys my last name, but I don't need any more people adding me on Facebook. I get enough weirdos trying to add me on Facebook nowadays. I try to avoid the website. Hint though, I did just say it in my previous sentence, so see if you can pick it out. Anyways, my last name starts with L, so Lost Voices, da da da. This is actually a really good trilogy. I don't know anybody else who has read it. If you have read it, please let me know. If you haven't, please go pick this up. It is by Sarah Porter, and it's about mermaids, and it is so flippin' fantastical. Oh, I can't talk today. Number 2 is count your age on your bookshelf and then explain the book you land on. 1, 2, 3. It's really sad. This is my third time doing this video, and I still have to count out my age on the bookshelf because I can't remember what book it is. Anyways, I am 17, and I ended up on The Magnolia League by Katie Crouch. This book is absolutely fantastic. I read it my freshman year of high school and I loved it, and it's about the main girl, Alexandra. She lives, I believe it's a commune is what they're called, and it's like you live on a giant farm with a bunch of people, and they're like a bunch of hippie people. Anyways, she lives on a commune with her mother, and her mother dies, and then she is sent to live in Savannah, Georgia with her proper grandmother. Her grandmother is rich, stuffy, and old, and very well known in the town that they live in. Savannah, in her hippie, free-spirited way, is thrown into the snobbish ways of the debutantes that her grandma manages, and there's a bunch of voodoo, and it's insane, and it is so good. And I recently found out that there's this second book that I did buy, and it is sitting on my shelf, and I cannot wait to read it. Oh my gosh, this series is so good too. I have not met anybody else who has read it. If you have read it, please comment and let me know what you thought. If you haven't, go pick it up and read it. It is so fantastic. Number 3 is pick a book set in your city, state, province, or country. Well, up until this past couple months ago, I had never read a book set in my state. Of course, there's probably never gonna be a book set in my town, because where I live in a small city that nobody knows about unless you live in one of the other smaller surrounding cities. And that book was the first 2 books in the Morganville Vampire series by Rachel Kane. This is about vampires. It is set in Texas, which is where I live, in the made-up town of Morganville. Anyways, yeah, Texas. Yes! I have actually already done book talks on both of these books, and I will link them in my pants if you would like to watch them. This is actually really good. I do recommend this series too, if you are looking for a good vampire book series. Number 4 is pick a book that represents a place you love to travel to. There goes the light again. The sun is disappearing. This is not okay. For this one, I picked Scent by Margaret Peterson Haddix. This is the second book in the Missing series, and it's quite great. It's a good historical fiction books series. I love it. I need to read the fourth book. I've only read the first 3 and there's like 6. Anyways, this one is set in England. Actually, it's set in 15th century England. Don't want to go to 15th century I don't want to go to 15th century England, but I would love to go to England, like specifically London. I just want to go across the ocean. Oh my gosh, I just want to go so bad. And I'm hopefully planning on going when I go to college. I'm hopefully going to study abroad in London. That's like my dream right now. 5. Pick a book that is your favorite color. My favorite color, unfortunately, is Justin Bieber's favorite color as well. Why I know this? Because I had a Belieber best friend in middle school. That's why I know this. Anyways, my favorite color is purple, and so the book I'm going to pick is Unearthly by Cynthia Hand. And this is a really pretty metallic purple, and around Christmas time, I actually had my hair dyed purple. Since then, it has faded to this ugly reddish pink brown disgusting color till I can get the money to go dye it again. Also, I love the color so much, I actually have painted one of my walls in my room purple. Like you can see right here, this wall and that way is green. I'll show you my purple wall now. See, it's purple and there's quotes written on it. Please excuse the mess. I'm quite a messy person. It's very pretty purple. I'm actually super surprised my mom even let me paint my room, because she was against it for the longest time, and I don't know, she's letting me do a lot of stuff now. Maybe it's because I'm finally almost an adult. I'm hoping that's what it is. Number 6 is, which book do you have the fondest memories for? Now, the book I would like to show you, I don't have anymore. And if you watched my Top 5 Wednesday video for this week, you will understand why. I will link it down below if you want to hear the better description of this. Anyway, there's a troll in my room and it has stolen my copy of Percy Jackson and the Lightning Thief. And I am so mad I have to go replace it, and I have to go buy the original cover copy. I don't like the new covers they just came out with. I'm sorry if I'm offending anybody, but I do not like them. I prefer the original covers they came out with. So I gotta go find it now. Anyways, this is the first book I read that got me into reading, and it's not like I picked it up on my own. We read it in my 7th grade class for school, and again, I was never into reading before then. I would just not read. I wouldn't pick up books. Anyway, so my teacher, we were reading this, and I fell in love with the book. I went and bought the next book in the series until I finished it up to where I am now, and it is so fantastical. I fell in love with the characters. I found Percy so relatable. Yes, although I am not ADHD or I am not dyslexic, I cannot talk today. I found him so relatable, as in being a 13-year-old, reading about a 13-year-old going on these wild adventures, and it got me to thinking, like, every book could have this magical world hidden inside of it, and I wouldn't know because I wouldn't pick it up. And so that got me into reading, and I just love it so much, and I will always be in debt to Rick Riordan, getting me into books and showing me how to love these fictional worlds and characters, and just falling in love with so many books and owning so many books now. Anyways, I've said this a million times, and this is probably going to be mentioned in millions of my videos. I can go on and on and on about Percy Jackson. It is one of my favorite book series, and it will forever be my favorite book series. It's just so fantastical. Why do I keep saying fantastical today? Number 7. Which book did you have the hardest time finishing? For this one, I'm gonna pick 2 books, and I'm breaking the rule, but I feel like I have to talk about these 2 separate books. The first one I have is from Pleasure Reading that I picked up, and that book is going to be New Moon by Stephenie Meyer. I love Twilight. I loved it. Like, don't get me wrong, it was absolutely magical. I loved it, and then I went and saw the movie. So after I finished Twilight, I was like, okay, I'm gonna read New Moon. I read this book, and it took me forever to get through because it is so boring. Bella is so whiny, and I couldn't stand it. I wanted to put this book down so many times and not finish it, but I had to know what happened next so I could finish the series. Sadly enough, New Moon turned me off of the Twilight saga. So I have not finished the saga, and I'm really upset about saying that because I've seen all 5 movies. Anyways, so I got like not even halfway into Eclipse before I had to stop reading because just couldn't deal with her anymore. Hopefully, I do plan on finishing the saga, but as of right now, still can't do this book. This is like my least favorite book ever. It is so boring. Like, really? You're so in love with him you can't go on? You're gonna kill yourself? Come on, Bella! The second book I'm gonna pick, this is one I had to read for school. I read it this past summer for my AP English class, and that is going to be The Scarlet Letter by Nathaniel Hawthorne. This book is a historical fiction. I enjoy historical fictions, but I had to read this and then annotate it for my class, and it took me forever. I had all summer to read it, and I took up until the last day before school started to actually finish this and finish annotating it, and I hate this book. I hate it with a burning passion. I loved it, and then when I found out I had to go through and read it and dig deep and find out what the author was really meaning behind every single mile-long sentence that he writes. Oh my gosh, the sentences in here are so freaking long. Like, really? Anyways, I hate this book with a burning passion. Thank you, my English teacher, for this. Thank you. I would have enjoyed this if I didn't have to annotate it, but annotating ruined it and made me have to spend so long on trying to finish this book. That is it for my rant on books I did not finish, or I couldn't finish, what took me the longest to finish. Didn't like it. Didn't like those two books. I couldn't do it. Number 8 is, which book on your TBR pile will you feel most accomplished once you finish it? That is a super easy book. My pick for this is going to be The Chronicles of Narnia by C.S. Lewis. I have had this book for I don't even know how long. My aunt bought it for me for Christmas like several years ago. I've had this book so long I don't even remember it. Although I did try reading this at one point when I was way younger. But it was where I used to read, like I'd read a book, but I wasn't actually reading the words on the page. I was making up my own book as I was reading the blank pages I basically saw. I wasn't reading the actual book. I did that with the first book, and I put it down and I kind of lost it, and my parents put it on their special shelves, and I recently remembered I still had this book. I do plan on reading this entire series. I saw The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, and I really liked it. I thought it was a good movie, and I feel bad for not reading the series. I do plan on reading it. It sounds interesting, and I think I would fall in love with the world of Narnia. I mean, after all, my car is actually named Narnia, so I should probably read the series because I feel bad. I feel really bad now. Anyways, and I'm hoping to finally finish this big old book and tell my aunt I finally read it 400 years after she gave it to me. Anyways, that is it for this tag, and the sun is completely gone. That's why this lighting sucks. I really enjoyed doing this tag, honestly. I'm going to tag Miranda from Reader Skeeter, as well as Christine from Christine Queen, I believe that's her username. I feel really bad if I just got that wrong. So that is it for this My Life in Books tag. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you want to do this, then consider yourself tagged, and if you do end up doing it, or if you have already done it, please link your videos in the comment section so I can go watch them, because I love watching other people's tag videos. I find them so funny and a good insight on people, and that's one reason how I find people to follow on BookTube, which makes me happy. So, yeah, that's about it. So, I will see you guys next time with another tag video, book talk, or top 5 Wednesday. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, good whatever. I'm Chrissy. I'll see you next time. My books keep falling.